to remind him about the space today for the Soul community. Um, he requested that and haven't been able to get him to confirm. But hopefully he'll be here. If not, we have the Bonk Yacht Club community, and we have a lot of cool topics and points to talk about as far as today's space. The first thing that I wanted to say is, this is the DiamondSwap Market Talk. My name is Jude Newcomb. Do social media coordination for the project. Hank is the co-host that is usually on with me. He should be here any second. And he is the CEO of DiamondSwap. And we talk about the markets and general market conditions, hot button topics. Sometimes, like this week, we have specific topics that we want to talk about. And this week, we are going to be diving into community takeovers, which has been a really, I don't know, growing kind of subject. It's been in crypto for a long time, but I think over the past few months, it's definitely been something that has become more and more common. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your take, on community takeovers and why they have to be a necessity sometimes. But we're going to be talking about that today. Just want to go over some of the pinned tweets that I have here for you. The very first one is this space. So if you want to, please give a retweet for this. Make sure you leave a like and a comment. That would be helpful. The second pinned tweet that we have is for DiorDex, the next couple. DiorDex is going to be the all-in-one trading platform that's going to be released in 2024. That DiamondSwap is going to be the swap widget that is going to be incorporated into DiorDex. So we have a very close working partnership with them. And Hank is also the CTO of DiorDex. So they have a referral program going on. If you sign up for DiorDex, you get free tokens. If you sign up other people using the referral code, you get free tokens. And also, anybody that trades under your referral code, you get 10% of the trading fees that they accrue forever. So that can really add up over time. It's definitely something that, hearing about it and doing it now, you can really get in on the ground level and really start accumulating some potentially like really good passive income over time. So make sure to check out the reward program. DiorDex also hosts a community Q&A if you want to learn more about the project. That happens on Thursdays. I help host that as well, and that's at 10 a.m. every Thursday. Which also kind of leads me into a programming note for this program. Since we do so much on Thursdays, we are going to be moving the DiamondSwap Market Talk, this program, to Friday at the same time. So instead of Thursday, it's going to be Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and that starts next week. So hope to see you all at the next show as well. We also have two other pinned tweets that are up on the Jumbotron. The first is for the first guest here today, which is Bonk Yacht Club. They experienced a community takeover, in the last couple months, and or at least it feels like it's been a couple months. We'll get to their story here in a second, and then you can follow that pin tweet to their profile, and you can give them a follow. Maybe check out what their project's about, and also pick up some NFTs because that's something that is currently happening for them as well. Their NFT collection came out. I minted a couple today, so that was pretty fun. And then the other pin tweet is going to be for Soul on a Coin, and they did a community takeover not a couple months ago. I think it was about a week ago, and the Shitcoins Are Fun crew was kind of a part of that. And that's Coco and Pinky and Average and a whole bunch of other guys that have been in the space for a long time. They decided that they were going to do a community takeover. So hopefully one or all of them show up as well, and we'll be able to get their additional story. But I see Hank is here. I just invited him up. I'm not sure if he's still here. But
I am here. Hello.
okay, yeah, X isn't showing me you on stage, but as long as you're here and I hear your voice, then I know everything's all right. How are you?
Doing well. How's everyone doing today?
Oh, we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. I was just going over the pre-show material, not financial advice. This is what's going on. These are the tweets and the jumbotron. You haven't missed much, but yeah, it's been a busy day so far. I know for you, you've been on now multiple spaces and a YouTube show, and how how's your voice?
I just got refresh. Actually, where did I put it? I just went downstairs to get my water bottle, but I don't think I actually brought it up the steps with me. That's how my day is going. Just to clarify.
Gotcha. Well, maybe you want to go get your water bottle or not. I have our first guest and potentially only guest for today, which is fine. We can still talk about everything we want to talk about. Is the captain from Bank Yacht Club. How are you doing today, Captain? How are things going over at Bank Yacht Club?
I'm doing awesome. I'm super stoked to be here. It's been an awesome experience, kind of bringing this community on board, and yeah, to chat about community takeovers is something that I'm really kind of passionate about this bull market cycle. At least we hope so. And yeah, no, things are going great. Mint's going great. So yeah, happy to dive into it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm really glad that you're here. Do you mind giving people maybe a brief overview of Bank Yacht Club and, you go into as much specifics as you want, but really kind of like zero in, if you could, on how the decision came to be to kind of decide as a community to actually take over the project?
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy to dive into it. It happened right before Christmas, about 2 weeks before Christmas, and I seen this project is a couple hours old, and I was like, "Holy smokes! Like this is going to be huge!" Like I love the logos. They had a lot of really cool AI generated art, right? Like human Shibas on yachts, and it was really high quality AI art. And you know, thinking over Christmas is a bit slow. I think it hit an all-time high around 300K for their BYC token, and there was NFTs promised. Like there was kind of a loose roadmap with NFTs, and over Christmas, understandably a bit slow. So we're kind of waiting on the dev for updates, trying to build a community, and it was getting pretty big. And then the dev responses started being like once a week, and we're like, hey guys, like starting to build this community takeover because the dev was kind of losing interest in the project, it seemed. And I said, no, don't worry guys, we'll take this over if it happens like that. And then I think 2 weeks into January we said, okay, let's do this. Like dev's gone, let's fire this thing up. And I think we were down about 75%. We're down to like a 5K market cap, and I'm like, guys, don't worry about the price. Let's build NFTs. Let's build a website. And the community just rallied. And in the community, we had a website dev, we had a Discord guru, and just like a bunch of shill kings that that are going to shill this product. So bringing the NFTs to fruition was a huge step for us as a community, right? Like after being ghosted by one dev promising NFTs, hopefully we can bring this thing back up, and not so much caring about the token price, the market cap, but trying to build this community because, like we said, we have so many good ideas in our community to bring this thing to the moon. Like we're talking about IRL merch, discounts, all this sort of stuff. So uh, kind of focusing on that community aspect has really kind of carried us through, and it's going to carry us really far forward.
Yeah, it's important that you touched upon kind of the price aspect because when you go through a process like what your community has gone through is definitely on the slower rug end of things, which I think are especially cruel to a community. Instead of just, the hype and hysteria of, a dev or somebody launching a token. I don't want to call it call them devs, but, just launching a token and then, 2 hours later, just sell all their tokens and leave the project. I almost prefer that more than the hope and promise of things are coming, quote unquote, soon, and you just get strung along for weeks and months and nothing ends up happening. So, you know, have you been a part of a process like this before? And that's why you were just like, no, this project in particular, like I want to be at the forefront of like saving it. Or is this kind of your first time kind of making that decision?
Yeah, it's a great question. I've been through. Oh, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, good. Yeah. I've been through crypto for, I think it was since 2017. I'm primarily a trader. Like I've been trading, kind of day trading, finding good tokens, doing the research, getting involved in that, and been doing that for forever, all the way through the bear market, and kind of on this upswing that we're seeing here now. Got got rugged by FTX and all these things, and something I've always desired in building a community is having that kind of control and that oversight of it, um, not just kind of being at the whim of whatever the devs are doing behind the scenes. That's kind of why I love Solana, because it's such a huge ecosystem. And once I seen this Bonk Yacht Club kind of slow rug, like you mentioned, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna have like full control over the destiny of this and kind of go all in on building this community. Part of it was getting rugged so many times, kind of around the end of the year there in January, was just like, you see something cool and then it's a fast rug that just kills it. And I was getting frustrated. So I said, what the hell with it. I'm just gonna go build this thing and focus 100% on that. There's so much cool tech in Solana coming up with like token 2022s and CNFTs. And, I said, you know what? I really love this tech. I'm going to just start crushing through this instead of kind of getting rugged and putting my faith in other folks that who I don't know who they are.
Yeah, 100%. I was going to ask Hank, Hank, have you ever, you've been around crypto for a while. Have you ever been involved in an actual community takeover? I'm sure we've all been involved in rugs, but, and being rugged. But have you ever helped out with a community takeover before?
I've never helped out with the community takeover, like being part of that community takeover, but I've helped people who have taken over communities, and given them advice and stuff like that. So, um, well, I haven't been directly involved. I still know a decent number of people who have done that, and sometimes it turns out well, sometimes it doesn't. But it just depends on the people who do it, right? And the ones that haven't worked out was more so that I've seen like a lack of actual planning, and that was usually like what led to it not working out. So as long as you have a good head on your shoulders, a good um, group of people who can help you, I definitely see that it is something that can work, and it's definitely worth trying whenever you see projects that do fail. It's definitely an admirable thing.
Yeah, 100%. We also, while you were talking, we have Lou's come up onto the stage, and he's going to maybe give a little brief overview because he's with Soul on a Coin. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, yeah. So Lou's, if you don't mind unmuting yourself, and maybe what I was asking Bonk Yacht Club before you got here was kind of, we'll kind of take this step by step, but can you just give a brief story maybe of, Soul on a Coin and how the community came to actually take over the project?
What's good, guys? How are you? Thanks for having me on stage here.
Of course.
As the, I guess, the representative of this legendary community takeover currently in progress. Yeah, it's quite the. I mean, it's quite the story. I mean, the original dev of this project, he was trying like super hard to push it, and he wasn't getting like the results I think that he expected, and he was kind of stuck in a place. And then after like on day two, we reached out to the dev, and basically the SAF community purchased the project from the dev, and he handed over all the keys to everything. So he gave us access to the Telegram, he gave us access to the Twitter page, and then he also gave us 13% of the supply. Um, and basically, the SAF community has really rallied behind this project. You know, we basically all decided at the exact same time. You know, we hopped in a VC in shitcoins are fun, and we were like, do we want to take this over? Do we want to push this out there? Is this something that we want to do? And then one member was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And another member was like, hell yeah, let's run it up. And then, you know, the rest is kind of history. I know that we've been, you know, the entire community has been grinding. You know, we've had a ton of influencers, or I guess you could say KOLs, already come in purely organically, showing support. Um, we're working on fine tuning the branding and the narrative currently. Um, you know, but we've really rallied behind this. You know, we got the website up. We paid for Dex Tools, the Dex Tools update. We paid for Bird Eyes social update. We did Dex Screener update. We have, you know, we started a marketing wallet. You know, members from the community threw some funds in the marketing wallet. We've been doing the things, you know. I mean, right now we're chilling. We're just chilling at about, you know, I don't really like talking market cap, but we're at like 180K market cap. But like, you know, everyone in the community is not really paying attention to the price because, you know, I think a lot of people in the space, they want to be a part of something that's greater than just, you know, you're like what we've seen all the time. You know, I mean, I'm sure a lot of us in here have been involved in a lot of other tokens, right? And, you know, you kind of get the same thing like on repeat, and you're not really a part of something from the ground up, you know. But here we all are. We have the opportunity to actually like share our ideas and, you know, and choose like where we want to really take this thing, you know. And there's really a nice, like a pretty solid community that's formed. Not, and it's not all shitcoins are fun members. You know, we have had other people join, and it's just it's quite the it's been quite the ride. You know, I think we are day 6 officially of having taken over the project, and you know we're there are, I can't share everything that's coming, but there are big plans, and you know there are tons of other KOLs that are going to be coming on board, and there is going to be a coordinated push in the not so in the not so distant future of Soul on a Coin, and it's going to be some legendary. And then also like another thing to note is that like we don't really want to be put we're like we're not trying to just like push it way up and like as high as we can get it and then like have it just come right down, you know. Really looking at it as, you know, we're building our foundation to have this meme coin last throughout the bull run, you know. It's like we don't want it to just like run sky high and crash down just as fast, you know. It's like, you know, we're getting new holders every day. We're at 500 people in the Telegram. We have 530 followers on the main account. And, you know, we highly encourage everyone to know, you know, come and join us, come in the TG, come see what's up, and, you know, join us on this journey that we're all on.
Yeah, appreciate that, Luz. Great recap of the project. That's why I thought it was a really interesting idea to have both of you on today, both projects, because on one instance you have Bonk Yacht Club, which kind of suffered through a long lull of listening and hearing a dev that was making false promises, and something that just came to a boiling point, and the community banded together after months and took over a project that was, you know, basically, you know, for all intents and purposes, dead, minus the community still being there, which is, you know, the important part. But, you know, and then kind of juxtapose that with, you know, Soul on a Coin, which was basically within a day or so, right? You know, the decision was made by the community to kind of like pull together and take it over. And I think in both of those instances, they bring up, you know, different challenges, right? So, you know, with Bonk Yacht Club, like, did you guys have kind of the access to the socials in a way that, you know, Soul on a Coin just described?
So it's an awesome comparison, actually. And I mean, if anyone has a VC's ear and want to start up like an acquire.com for like Soul tokens, I think that'd be huge because that transfer like would have helped us so much. Because even now, I think there's 300 and some odd folks in the old Bonk Yacht Club Telegram, and we're just approaching 100, right? And it's, you know, even our Twitter is kind of blowing up, which is good, doing a lot of engagement on Twitter. But yeah, we didn't get the keys to the platform, and we had to build it all from scratch. So you're kind of dealing with like this or this first version, I guess, of all the socials and everything. So we had to find a new Twitter handle that made sense and stuff. So it's an interesting comparison. I think, you know, having these devs who are maybe losing interest in the project being able to hand over the keys is an awesome attribute, and I think really helps the ecosystem kind of thrive, because there might be devs that are interested in taking it over if they like the platform, right? So
I find that, yeah, like, you know, we did like we because, you know, I mean, it's extremely rare that you know, you find a dev even willing to work with the community and like even admit his, you know, admit the fact that he wasn't able to like bring it to where he wanted to go, you know. But because a lot of people don't realize that, like, you know, it's not easy to do like the whole dev thing, you know what I mean? And some developers think that they can just hop in that driver's seat, you know, that chair and really do it. But this guy really just handed everything over to us, and it was great because, you know, he could have just like closed the Telegram, you know, you know what I mean? Just closed the Telegram, you know, like deleted the Twitter, like done all of those things. But he, you know, he saw that the community was there, and he really blessed us with the opportunity to take this to a level that it deserves to be at. Because, you know, it's like I personally find that the name like Soul on a Coin is, it's something that can last throughout the times. You know what I mean? Like soul on a coin, soul on a coin, soul on a coin. Say it 10 times fast, and you know it is soul on a coin, soul on a coin, right? So here we are, right? Yeah, you know, we're planning to take this to, you know, to new heights, and you know, we're grinding, and we aren't going to stop working. I could see Coco has just joined the stage. What's up, bro? Maybe you could share some of your thoughts on this. I know Coco's, you know, he's also been like putting in a lot of work on, in the background on, you know, and doing what he does, and having and taking this to like levels that it needs to reach. And you know, I mean, I always say anyone with the Soul cash tag in their handle on Telegram is basically the dev, because it is a 100% community takeover, community driven project now. I'll hand it over to you, Coco.
What's up, guys? Sorry, I've been, I just got the Apple Vision Pro yesterday, and like I've just been
Lord.
lost in the goddamn freaking metaverse, bro. It's so crazy. Oh man,
No,
it's
it's
been
okay, Coco.
it's
I was basically just, we were talking about community takeovers today, and of course, you know, I'm glad that you're here. One of the things that I was going to get to next was kind of, and I would love to get your opinion on this, is, you know, what do you think actually makes a successful community takeover? Because we've been talking about slow rugs versus kind of the soul on a coin experience of getting the keys right away, and that can make things easier or more difficult. But if you're experiencing a community takeover like you are, what defines success for you?
well, I think, I've been, dude, like I constantly get hit up for people wanting me to like be a part of their project and doing this, and I never really wanted to because I'm a builder as well in the space, and I have stuff that I've been working on for like a long time. But, before we even decided to do a community takeover, I literally did a VC with my whole community, and I was just like, "What do you guys think?" And it wasn't even my idea at first, but anybody that's in my SAF community knows that we're just a bunch of friends that hang out and ape and degen into meme coins and shit coins, and we just have a lot of fun, right? And I think everything in Web3 starts with community, right? So when you're talking about community takeovers, I think what you need to look at is like what the intent is, right? Like where's like is it coming from a good place? Is the intent of the community takeover coming from a good place, right? So like we the one of the cool reasons why I think community takeovers can work is because there's a lot of the negative externalities are gone, right? Like as long as um, the LP is burned and renounced, and the community is able to take over like all the main assets of the project, right? I think that it actually kind of gives you a lot of benefits from a just from an operational standpoint because there's no treasury really. I mean, most of the time, but we actually were lucky enough to, tell the dev that gave up to actually give us the team coins. And I think that the dev was actually, I think he actually felt bad about it. Or he had like some kind of conscience. So it wasn't me that did the deal. It was Average that actually told him like, here, give us over all the marketing wallets. So the first thing we did was we got the SNS, the Solana coin SNS, so that people could see that that was the marketing wallet. And then, it just goes into planning, right? Like a lot of people will do a community takeover and all they're focused on is the price. And, I'm the type of guy that understands that price is important, especially when it comes to meme coins. But one of the approaches that we've taken is we've said, okay, let's start making content. Let's start seeing who's really here. Let's shake out the guys that are really just going to flip on the whole community that's going to be grinding and just take our time, right? Like if you see a lot of the community takeovers that are failing, it's because it's all hype. It's all like, okay, we got to get the price of this coin back up. And then, that's going to be everything. But they don't really plan anything. They don't really have any deep thought behind like how they're going to take it over. Right. So initially, when we took over that as a community, and I like what Lou said, like everyone, there's no dev and everyone's a dev, right? Because there's nobody that really has any say over anyone else. Obviously, I'm pretty vocal, so I try to use my platform to like onboard people and show people about it. But at the end of the day, I don't have any more power than anyone else, right? We I think community takeovers need good people behind them too, like people that are gonna actually evangelize the right way, and make sure that like the intentions. I keep going back to the intentions. Make sure the intentions are right. So our goal is to ride a community into the bull run, right? Like a lot of these meme coins, they don't last longer than 5 days, or a couple days, if that, right?
If that,
Yes. So like,
1 hour.
so like our goal was like I would have never said, hey, let's go do a community takeover with all of us. I would have never agreed to it if I didn't know that like my guys are gonna ride with me and we were gonna like honestly, we don't even really care about the price. Every time it dips, we just kind of buy up more and we just hang out and talk and analyze the market, see where there's areas where we can maybe take advantage, like long-term thinking, right? And I always say this is like we got a bull run in front of us. So like the community takeovers that are actually going to work are the guys that are building a foundation and building the fundamentals early, not so focused on the price. Obviously, you want people to come in and you want to onboard and you want to spread the message. But at the same time, like it's a community takeover is not going to last if you don't have those fundamental pieces in place. Like, let's get our messaging right. Let's kind of get like a style we want to have. Let's, organize, we got to raid, we got to go out there because all of this is grassroots stuff, right? Most community takeovers don't have any budget, they don't have any treasury. It's literally all on the community. It's going to fail or it's going to win with the community, right? So I think that there is no like playbook on how to do it, but I definitely think with where we are in the market, if somebody was going to do a community takeover, you should be looking longer term than just the immediate, like what's in front of you. You should be thinking, okay, like where are we going to be when Bitcoin hits 150K? There's going to be a lot more liquidity in the market. If we're shown to have proven our merit as being something that's sticking around, that's actually a real community driven project, people are going to appreciate that. So yeah, I think it just really lies down to intent and the people that are behind the community takeover, and the kind of output and energy that they're putting into it is coming from a good place.
Yeah, yeah, thank you for saying all that. Definitely agree with it. We also have BYC on here today, and one of the things that I had written down on as one of my notes is kind of asking about, this idea behind, trusting the new team that even takes over, right? With Soul on a Coin, it's really great because, you have, your name, Coco, and that goes a long way in this corner of the industry, and people know you, and that's something that they can build their trust around. With BYC, it's a little bit different because, this is a community takeover with, relatively, unknowns who just believe in the project and the direction. So, as far as funding goes, I'll ask the captain from BYC, how has it been with kind of the funding process since the takeover? Things have been, your goal has been to finish what the original dev said that they were going to do with putting out the NFT collection, and you were able to do that, but that was all self-funded, right? Like, the community did help out, but, it was mostly from the core team.
Yeah, you bet. And what Coco said about the foundation, like setting a foundation for the next bull run, is really our MO right now. Like that's what we're doing, because you're right, it's all self-funded. we got rugged by a couple marketers that were going to help out like with the marketing kind of things. So that kind of helped deplete the resources pretty good. But the community stepped up. Like one of the guys that was kind of with me till since the very beginning, he built our sick Web2 website, and our Discord guy is going to pay for all of our Discord, so the NFTs can be NFT holder features in Discord. And that's right, it's going to be a slow rise. Like we're not expecting this huge moon. The community obviously wants it, right? There's guys that want 1,000x overnight, but like my perspective on this and kind of driving the ship, so to speak, is we got to set that foundation for the bull run, and it'll happen. Like we're having fun doing it. We got some high quality memes coming out of our mid journey on our Discord, and we've got that dialed in. So it's kind of just default pick what the dogs do on the yacht, and we're just going to lead the dogs on yachts memes for the next bull run. So yeah, all self-funded, but you know what? We're okay with the slow burn. Community's really tight, and as it grows, we'll get new expertise in how to really take it. Because you're right, we're new devs for the most part in the community, but growing and building, getting those key partnerships lined up is all in the playbook.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Root? You got a question or you want to make a comment?
Yeah, I mean, like, I got a couple ideas. I mean, I don't know. I see Stewie popping up. I appreciate Solana a lot, but I just see a lack of like algorithm development in the sense of like, for example, volume is not going to appreciate on any of these NFTs. Like, the thing is like, look, like I have a lot of CS:GO skins. Like, I can go traverse like my asset digitally to like physical instantly and have somebody pay for art that already like like they want. And the thing is, like, I make art. I make one of one art. I've sold out over 6,000 Ethereum on a lot of collections. So like, the thing is just like I'm a little bored. You know, these algorithms fucking suck. There's no volume being pushed to any NFTs. So I'm not, like that's what I gotta say.
All right, thanks.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
go ahead.
he's kind of right though. Like
I know, right?
He's
I
not
know,
wrong.
right?
No, he's not wrong.
So like we gotta also.
We had a guy.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was gonna say we had a guy put his mint at 100,000 SOL, like minted today, and he's listed at 100,000 SOL. I'm like, man, that's like 10 million. You're kind of shooting for the moon there, or what? Like,
Yeah, no, but like what I would say with that is like, and I think Root will agree with me, is like obviously the industry goes in phases, right? Like, right now everyone's focused on a lot of meme coins. Even like top tier projects are not getting as much exposure as meme coins in a lot of ways, right? So I firmly believe that um, the cycle has different phases where people are focused on certain different corners of the industry, right? And like if we look at like the NFT, how it had its run last year, that was the first official run, the last cycle. But you can also look at like, like we had a DeFi summer, and DeFi is not. I mean, DeFi has always kind of been around, but it's not firing as the way it was in the last cycle. NFTs are definitely not firing how they were in the last cycle, and meme coins have had this kind of this attention grabbing thing where they've kind of grabbed a lot of the NFT people over, right? But then you go and look at BTC, right? With the ordinals, they're gaining a lot of attention, right? So like, while maybe NFTs won't have the same type of injection of just mass hysteria of people just going crazy for them because they're so new. I think that the space will evolve. I think that there's going to be better infrastructure for NFTs. Like there already is. You can see it, and like I think that you kind of just got to roll with the direction that the industry's headed. Right? You got to kind of like roll with the punches in blockchain. It never stays the same. The only thing that really stays the same is how cyclical it is. Right? Like the industry in the past like 8 years has changed so much, bro. Like for people that have been around for a long time, like everything is still here, but it's changed dramatically. But you don't see it unless you really kind of look back and try to get perspective on where we were in, say, like 2017, 2016, as to where we are now. It's crazy how much the industry's scaled,
Right.
right?
I
Yeah,
also see like
my
constant
hairline is
bickering.
pushing back too.
I see constant bickering because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, if I'm traversing one asset at the end of the day to attain a different asset, we're still traversing to a similar goal. You understand? We're still traversing towards the same mission. We all believe in the same thing. So it's like at the end of the day, like, I don't know. I just very much so appreciate being able to dip the toes in the pond of every single chain or whatever type of game it is or whatever. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I agree with you, Root. Like the one thing is like I say this all the time, right? Like I'm not a chain maxi, but I am a fucking profit and energy maxi, meaning I want to go where the energy's at. And you know what? If something is going good over here, but then like the next month something is going good in in another chain, like I'm gonna jump around. But what we need to figure out is how do we move around and how do we like facilitate and how do we service all those people that want to
Right.
move
It needs
around?
to be in
Yeah,
one
yeah.
place theoretically,
So
because like
so
you know,
so
X
the
payments exist. Just saying.
I don't know if you guys are aware, but like just recently, the ERC 404 smart contract like just came out, right? And basically, it's kind of bridging that gap between NFTs and tokens. So like now, like you're able to um, look at yes, for example. I mean, I see a thumbs down, but yeah, it's something new. I'm pretty sure it just came out like a few days ago. I mean, I'm curious to hear your your guys. I see a thumbs down, so I'm curious to hear your opinion on that protocol.
There's not enough eyes, bro. It's like, for example, like when you traverse
Yeah,
that asset, it's not going to be seen by anybody to know that you traversed anything to anything. So it's like literally zero equating to zero. So like all I have to say here is that X payments does exist. If they aggregate into being a marketplace implemented with X.com, then things are going to look out like very much so brighter, like way brighter.
I think the time. I think it's just like I think we just need to have patience with the direction we're coming because there's all these things that we do want to happen, and we're gonna get to those places, right? I mean, it's just a matter of when. But like I mean, I think if anyone's been here for like 4 years now, 5 years, that we are obviously like things are evolving and moving forward in the right way, and I think we're just gonna see it grow, and those like those things are going to be implemented. Like I think it's the dream to have like everything in one place on X, for all of us, and I think the tech is just it's
Well, it's
gonna
just
get
we're
it's
already
gonna
here.
get there.
You know what I mean? It's like we're already conversing together with everyone at the same time. So it's like, why not just have it in the same place, anyways? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree, but like if you think about like the amount of like tech that is involved in pulling a move like that off, like how
Ooh.
many layers
Well,
there are to it.
But it isn't even our discretion. It's theoretically Elon's.
well,
You
the
understand?
thing,
So
and Hank will talk about this. Hank can like a lot of people think that cross chain is easy to get blockchains to talk to each other, but it's not. Like there's stuff that's built, there's infrastructure, but like for instance, if you're trying to get like Solana to talk to like an
Devs
EVM
to
chain,
talk to
bro, it's
devs.
not. There's shit that can. Yeah, well, it's just like the way that it's called composability, right? Like blockchains don't naturally that aren't like EVM don't naturally talk to each other. So there's a whole like you got to worry about stuff like double
Correct.
spend, like all kinds of crazy shit, transfers just being lost. Like these, like bridging and cross chain is even with like how layer zero kind of positions itself, they're doing some great stuff. It's not perfect, man. You know what I mean? Like there's a ton of like innovation that needs to happen on the cross chain front because
Correct.
the blockchains aren't talking to each other like seamlessly right now. There's a lot of makeshifts that are happening with blockchains, but we're covering it up with some decent UI. I mean, I don't think it's great yet, but like the way that we get those blockchains to talk to each other, that's really, the way that they message each other is going to be super, super important. And there's a lot of people working on it, but like we're still not quite there yet. I mean, Hank can probably touch on that.
yeah, well, before I get to the cross chain thing, the reason I was thumb downing whenever you brought up the 404 ERC.
Did we lose Hank?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He'll be right back.
I thought I just
He said
rugged
404 and then he went blank, right? Like
404 errored
error.
himself.
404
404
error.
error glitch in the matrix.
Yeah. So
He should be back.
yeah. If you guys don't mind, I just want to ask a couple more questions with well, here, let's see. We got Hank coming back up. Maybe he can speak on this, and then we'll move forward with finishing up this community takeover subject. Hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
good.
Um, the reason that there is official EIPs that exist is for the safety of the people within the space, right? So just because something is new and people are claiming that it's good tech doesn't make it good tech, especially in crypto whenever people see this big fad and new things that pop up, such as, oh, this is using a new standard. Everyone should go buy this and go crazy. Um, you know, I would just err on the side of caution for doing so, because just from a technical perspective, it is not something crazy innovative. It is a slight variation of what was already existing with 1155. It's unique-ish, but it doesn't mean that it's going to have, it's not, I don't see it as the next big thing, right? And that's where people tend to get overly excited whenever all of their favorite influencers are all talking about the same thing because it's new and shiny, and then they'll move on the next week. But people just need to be able to ensure that when you are looking into something such as a new standard that actually comes up, which I wouldn't even consider it a new standard. It's just something that somebody came up as a marketing shtick to set themselves apart from 1155. I mean, it's just from a technical perspective, there are reasons that there's EIPs that are submitted and reviewed, and people who actually are able to verify that these things are good to use and beneficial to the scene in general. So that's just
Well,
my
we
air of
appreciate all
caution.
carrier options in general. I mean, at the end of the day, like SHA-256 does serve its like majority purpose. Like at the end of the day, you can transact $30 million at the pace of $30, and it's a great block size. So it's like at
Yeah,
the end of the day, we do
agreed.
appreciate. No, we do appreciate though, like things like Solana and et cetera, Sui, blah blah blah. Things that where you can transact a large volume size at a fast speed, preferably.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm not hating on the
Always at the perfect time,
Right? We got to move on. We
Yeah.
got to move on. We got to get back to community takeovers. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I wanted to ask was, really what's last on my list anyway. I'll start with BYC, but you kind of touched on it a little bit. But what's upcoming for the project? You guys currently have an NFT collection that launched yesterday, right? Today?
Yeah, yesterday, today, and actually over the weekends, our public mint. We were giving back to the community by whitelisting all the holders. Again, like I think we had 100 holders that are over $1 million, which is like, I don't know, $5 or something. So giving back to the community, and then public mint will be on the weekend. You got to purchase BYC to get there, but yeah, NFTs are just kind of the beginning of the road. We released the white paper pretty early on with some plans. Not ignorant to the fact that, like was said before, a lot of the tech that would kind of facilitate some of these crazy developments like Burn or Bonk and Burnsy kind of thing with Token 2022s, it's not quite there yet for my comfort anyways. So like kind of like what Root said was, moving liquidity from zero to zero doesn't really get you anywhere. We need more eyeballs on the Solana chain to kind of get these actually to get this tech developed, tested, and implemented. So focusing on like building the brand more so over the next probably 3 or 4 months here, getting some merch going, building some sort of interface where we can get people to be purchasing, um, anonymously in a way is going to be kind of our next big dev push to really bring this brand. Because, like I said, we want to set the foundation for this next bull run, and a brand will do that. Market cap will be attractive, but the brand's going to what it's going to push us kind of longer term here. Hopefully, get to like NFT NYC and like Miami and stuff, and push the brand forward here.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's been really great to see like the dedication and I think Coco might have missed this part, but we were just really talking about the difficulties and the almost cruelty of a slow rug. And that's definitely what their community went through. And to be able to see them bounce back from that, even at the market cap it's at, like they talked about, like price isn't important right now. It's about building. And so I thought they'd be a good guest to have on, and they definitely were. So if anybody wants to check out their NFT collection, we got a link to their Twitter profile and the Jumbotron. Good community project with good people trying to make things right. So
Hey, bro, do you guys want to partner with Soul on a Coin? We're like super open
You know what?
Yeah, we've got a good community too.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
bro.
it.
This is
Yeah,
how
I
we.
love the soul on
Yeah,
a coin.
we're
Yeah.
just we're a real community. So I was just thinking like that's how
No,
you
that's
do
wicked.
it. You just like You mesh
Oh
communities.
yeah.
Some of our guys will come over there. Some of your guys come over here, and we can do like joint AMAs. We can do like we can play like games in Telegram and like prizes. I don't know. We'll just figure something out, man. Just like
Yeah,
community
totally.
building.
We're gonna open up our Discord and like stuff like that too. But yeah, I'm totally
Yeah.
open to it because even like Baby Bonk's also one of those guys doing a community takeover, and they've got some traction.
Yeah.
So bring these memes together
Bro,
and have a party and just have
let's
fun
do
with
the
it. Yeah,
community
let's do it.
takeover alliance, right? Like all all
Yeah,
founders
all
make
community
community
takeovers
takeovers.
too.
Fucking right.
I
Yeah.
have some
Yeah.
BYC and some soul, so I, for one, am completely down for that. So go for it.
Yeah, man.
Okay. You're invited to the yacht.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
See, there we go, man. Building.
So yeah, that's awesome. Coco, what's next for Soul on a Coin?
Well, I mean, it's really that's a question I would say like posed to the community, but like some of the stuff that we've talked about is like we're really trying to get our brand messaging in. We're not even a week old, right? So like we basically have just it's been kind of like the cleanup and like belief system buy-in phase where we've just found like our real guys that are here to help and work on stuff. We've made some pretty funny videos. We've been like trying out different marketing techniques, different types of rating. We've been juicing up our marketing wallet. We haven't spent any of the marketing coins that we got from the dev. We got the website made by Lou, which was awesome. We're probably going to spice that up too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just early days, like early days. But one thing about Soul on a Coin is we've got big like the guys that are helping out are like guys that actually have a lot of connects in the industry, and we got good voices. We have a really powerful platform we can do spaces on. I've got my SAF community where we can always spread updates, which is a lot of people, and then we're just going to use everything we have at our disposal from the grassroots standpoint. But then when the time comes, we'll donate whatever we got or whatever we need if it's something that's going to be really attractive for the project, right? Like, um, it's like I would have never done anything like this if my whole community didn't want to, right? It wasn't my decision, but like to say like, okay, let's run it and then I'll help out. It was because my community, the guys that ride with me every single day, that are like that's like my squad, right? The SAF gang. They all wanted to do it, so I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. So like we're on the train now. Let's go.
Yeah, and it's going really well so far. And Possum, we usually we usually do like 45 minutes on our spaces for the market talk. But did you want to make a point real quick? I think you're muted.
Sorry, guys. Hi. No, not really. I just heard you guys say community takeovers, and I've got about 7 of those somewhere in my wallet. So I just heard that, and I auto requested. But no, I'm just sitting in Dubai waiting
Sounds
for.
good. Sounds good. Well, it's good that you're here. I see you in a bunch of different communities. So yeah, I thought community takeovers would be a pretty a poignant topic that most of us could relate to. Not all the time do we get the opportunity to even get to that point with so many rugs in the space. And here we have 2 examples today of communities that are doing something about it. So I want to thank Bonk Yacht Club for being on the show today, Coco and Luz and Possum for being here, and for being here representing Soul on a Coin. Hey, who knows? Maybe there'll be a little bit of a link up there between the 2 projects. That sounds pretty awesome. And Hank, you got any final words? Good
I
show.
think I'm still here, right?
You're still here. I mean, you're here now for now.
I uh I just switched to my phone. I gave up. I was trying to do it on browser, but Elon hates me. So I yeah, I mean I like doing these type of spaces. I think we're definitely going to continue doing more of these. If anybody is listening to the recording and wants to come up with their community, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to have more people on. Next week, we're actually going to have, and I see Chris is in here, which is dope. We're going to have Metatope on our next space, talking about their project. But yeah, if there's anybody else who is interested in coming up, talking to us, kind of letting the community know about your project, feel free. We'd love to have you.
Bro, they're killing it. Metatope is fucking killing it, bro. They've got like these 3D renders of the Utes that they just unleashed, and it's so sick.
Oh,
You guys
really?
should check
Awesome.
them out, bro. They're
Excellent.
killing it.
Can't wait to talk to Chris about that. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. So cool. Yeah, we'll see Chris next Friday, 2 p.m. We are changing our times up, so it's not going to be on Thursday anymore. So Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, we'll see you back here. Again, thanks to Bonk Yacht Club and for Soul on a Coin for showing up and participating. Give both of them a follow, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great day.
One more thing on the
Peace.
DiamondSwap side is we will be putting out a pretty decent announcement tomorrow regarding our next update for the entire platform. So we'll look out for that as well.
Perfect. Perfect. That's going to be big. All right, guys. We will talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Peace.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir.